All right. Well, thank you everyone for putting your favorite animal in the chat. We saw lots of animals that are actually PebbleGo articles, so that's super exciting. So let's move on to our webinar, 6 ways to support ELLs through reading and research with PebbleGo Next Spanish. Just so you know, this webinar will be recorded and we have options for questions both in the chat and through the Q&A. Our speakers today are Shannon McClintock Miller. She is the district librarian at Van Meter Community School and the Future Ready Librarians leader. Veronica Rodriguez is the literacy and cultural studies specialist at Austin Elementary IB and the elementary lead librarian for Harlingen CISD. I will speak quickly about just a little bit about PebbleGo for those of you who don't know. We have a new tagline that is, "We help elementary kids make sense of the world." And we say this because PebbleGo has a huge breadth of trusted content and a ton of features that mean every day we're building a world that kids can freely explore. We want their discoveries to be joyful, and we want them introduced to big topics that are broken down just for them. And we do this because we believe that kids who understand the world are already on their way to making it a better place. And a more practically, PebbleGo is a K-5 learning platform with resources in English and Spanish that help ELL students at various skill levels access grade level content, build knowledge, grow their vocabulary, and practice reading in 2 languages. And I'm excited to see real world examples of these things in a minute. Okay, so quickly, I'll just go through some of the features and benefits that um, are especially helpful for English language learners. The first one is our content. So kids absolutely love our content. Some of their faves are the capybara, Caitlin Clark, megalodons, wolf spiders. They really can find whatever they're into at the moment. And teachers love the content too. So the kids may come for something like mucus, but they stay a while and they're learning about viruses and bacteria and science. So we try to make it fun. Um, the UI is very student friendly. So we'll hear more about this, but we hear it all the time on the PebbleGo side that it is just very easy to use. So we love that there's no need for kid training or teacher training. It's pretty intuitive. So here you'll see it's easy to find the navigation, all the like interactive activities or extended learning activities at the bottom. And then at the top right, you'll see where you can toggle between English and Spanish. The next is the reading scaffolds. So our reading scaffolds are powerful. They're read aloud. We have read aloud audio and highlighted text, and they help learners who may be at a lower reading level learn at their grade level. So I don't know, Shannon, if you want to play just a little bit of the audio, like you could maybe go in a minute on the video or so.
Learners in grades 3 is highlighting to support comprehension and engagement. Dwayne Johnson es un actor negro y samoano. También es un ex luchador de World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. Durante su tiempo en el ring, Johnson fue mejor conocido como The Rock.
Perfect. Yeah. So, um, and just thinking about like the mucus, the kids go and they see the content that they find interesting, but they're also learning, not only learn about the science piece, but they all are, we have these scaffolds to help them learn to read as they learn about their topic. So, next we have engaging extras. So most articles have a citation option, an activity, videos. Again, we'll go into this a little bit more. Some have maps and timelines, but we know and the more they interact with content across different modalities, the more opportunity they have to comprehend the content. So those activities are super fun, and there's games as well. And then the last thing is the 24/7 access. So PebbleGo is available anytime, anywhere there is internet access. So it just means more practice and encourages families at home to get involved.
Thank you, Emily. So many reasons why we love PebbleGo. And now we're going to talk about 6 ways to support ELLs through reading and research. The first one are research projects. And I know in my school, probably use PebbleGo with almost all the grades, PebbleGo and PebbleGo Next, from our littles all the way to our sixth graders for research projects all year long.
At my school, we also use PebbleGo when it comes to research. The content in PebbleGo is just so amazing. It is user friendly. Just like you said, Emily, our students just absolutely love being able to navigate with such ease. So we start research at a very young age at my campus because we're an IB campus. Every grade level has to do a research project. So we get them and we get them going on PebbleGo because it's the easiest way for our students to be able to access resources. And now that there's PebbleGo Spanish, it is an amazing way for our ELL students that, were kind of they were having a bit of a struggle with, the English, all the English content that we have on all of our databases. So using PebbleGo and using PebbleGo Spanish, it just made things so much easier this year when we started, and the kids just fell in love. Like our Spanish kids were just like, entiendo más. And it was just so great to hear that they were able to understand more of the content because it was in Spanish. Sometimes the contents that we're using, it doesn't correlate and it's not the same. It doesn't match. So PebbleGo, their Spanish content matches the English. So it was so easy and so fun. I think you can go to the next slide because that's just a picture of the kids. This was actually a project that we did, and as you can see, we we did an activity and they did the research. We used PebbleGo um, to look up black bears. And so talking about the notes, it's in Seesaw. So they did this in Seesaw and we did it as a whole class. So we looked at the English and then we took the Spanish part and we were looking at it side by side. And the kids turned in their final products on Seesaw. So I included what the English students were writing and then what one of the Spanish students wrote using the exact same article, just switching that little button to the Spanish portion. And it was so easy for them to hear it, to write it, to be able to take their notes down as opposed to me translating, trying to translate my best, and giving them that opportunity. They were able to see it and write their notes down. So they really enjoyed it.
I, I love that example. It looks like so much fun. And it's really exciting because for back to school time, there's going to be PebbleGo Next Animals. So I cannot wait for that because PebbleGo Animals, hands down, favorite place that kids go for PebbleGo in our school too. It doesn't matter what age they are, they love it. And so it's going to be really fun to have animals then in Next as well. Number 2 is building background knowledge.
So I know one way that I used PebbleGo to activate and to build the background knowledge on our students on any topic is just doing a quick preview using those visuals that they have, the vocabulary, the concepts, everything is in English and in Spanish. And like I said before, it's the exact same. So the pictures are the same. It's not like in other content that you have one that's a black bear, but then it's not a black bear, it's actually a brown bear. So we actually did an example with the bears and it just was so good. Everything matched and the kids did not lose a beat. Like they stuck by it, they were able to follow it. Um, Being able to have the exact same article in English and in Spanish really does help. And it just makes it easier because we're not trying to find the exact same thing. Like it's right there for you. I think when a lot of the times our teachers have that struggle where they always ask me, "Oh, that's a great resource, but does it come in Spanish?" And many times I've had to say, "I'm sorry, it doesn't." But now I can say guess what? It does. And now you can use it with all your students. And I actually introduced this to our Spanish teacher because our kids do have Spanish as a second language. And so our kinder through second go to Spanish. And I told her, hey, if you ever want to tap into some of the Spanish resources in PebbleGo, let me know. They're really good and you can kind of pull for some of your lessons. And so she was really excited because she goes, oh my gosh, I'm always having to look and dig for Spanish resources to match what the teachers are teaching. And so being introduced to PebbleGo Spanish, it's just been a wonderful resource for our campus.
These show too the articles that you can download. And when we were talking about it, I thought that was just such a good point because it's great too for us, not only as like librarians to use it, but if a teacher needs something, just like Veronica said, it's so great because we can easily print that off too. Number 3 is introducing content with specific vocabulary, images, videos, maps, timelines, and more.
So PebbleGo does have these really great pictures. And the kids, if you ask them what their favorite part of the articles, they'll tell you it's the pictures and the videos. They just love how real they look. They are beautifully taken. A lot of the times, the kids, when they're clicking, they do get lost. And you could see on that slide right there, um, the breadcrumbs that PebbleGo provides for the students is perfect for a lot of our little learners because they sometimes are like, oh, how do I get back to that big one that had all the square? And they're trying their best to explain what they mean. And sometimes I'm like, well, look, just click on that little picture right there. And they'll, oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, okay, now how do I get back? And so those breadcrumbs are amazing. They are the kids themselves love to be able to say, oh, look, and they'll go and tell their teachers, oh, I know how to navigate this. And they will go and show their teachers what they learned in the library and how easy it is to just pick up their iPad, go to Pebble Go and do some research. And they're learning amazing facts because there's just so many great things on here that the kids love to just click and read through and listen. So really, really love it. Oh, and the timelines that they have available are spot on because we actually used one not this past year, but the year before when our fourth graders were going through timelines, and there was a group that was having a little bit of difficulty with the concept of the way their timeline looked. And so then I showed them different timelines and I pulled one from Pebble Go and they were like, "Oh, well, that's better explained than this one," because they couldn't see that other graphic as clear as they could. And I don't know, for some reason that the graphic that we have here that it's very similar to the one that's shown here, but they were able to really take a look at it and then explain and further explain. Um, and then right here on the side is a fun recipe that is included. Um, I don't remember
That
what the
one's from
correlation.
Iowa, which I
Oh
don't
yeah.
don't really understand why they have caramel corn, except for the connection with corn in Iowa. But the kids love it when they can find like the different recipes and their songs. And so in Pebble Go Next, they can find all of those things too, along with the timelines, and they love them. That's really fun information, and that's something that our kids love to do at home. And so something fun, especially with like summer learning coming up, pointing that out to your kids that those things are available. It's a really fun little tip too to be able to use PebbleGo at home. Number 4 is pre-teaching new content.
Pre-teaching new content is it is one of my favorites because being able to just really show how it just correlates, and I can't say it enough. They do an excellent job in having it exactly the same. So even if I'm showing the English version and I have my Spanish student in the classroom with us, he can follow along, and all I tell him is click on the Spanish button, and um his whole screen will be all in Spanish. It'll be the PebbleGo Spanish version. And he can just look up and what am I clicking on? Oh, we're going to go into science. So he can click on the science because it's the same picture. I love that they use the same pictures because it's easy when the kids are looking at the Spanish version and they're trying to follow along. I mean, even though I'll tell them, oh, vamos a buscar a los animales, and they know that that's animals, so they can go and click on that. But if they're not looking up, they hear it, okay, but if they're just looking and, oh, what is she clicking? It's perfect because it's exactly the same. And like if you look at the second picture, they're not in the same order, but they are the same picture. So even if they're looking up, they see the picture and it makes a great connection for them. Oh, this one is one that I love to show the students because even though we are going through it in English, I will real quick and just switch it over to the Spanish just so that they can hear the Spanish version. Because when they play the PebbleGo Spanish version, I love that it highlights all the words, right? But the Spanish speakers that y'all chose for these articles are great. They do not sound like a robot. And a lot of my kids have been like, oh, sounds like my dad talking. And I'm like, oh, wow, really? And so they really do enjoy listening to the Spanish version as well as the English. So just showing them how easy it is to switch languages is another way um, for your students to just be able to look at the vocabulary. I kind of lost my train of thought because I was thinking of the Spanish.
Good.
At the vocabulary and the pictures as well, making those connections.
Number 5 is independent reading and exploration.
This one's my favorite, and I was just sharing with the ladies. Just today, we were taking our STAR test, and I was in charge of taking one of the classes back that was done. Not all the kids were done in that class, but I took them back, and they were like, "Miss, what are we gonna do?" And I said, "I guess let's get on our iPads and let's see what we have to do." Um, well, one of the little girls says, "Can I get on Pebble Go?" And I looked at her and I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, you can." And in my head, I'm laughing because I'm like, "Wow, I'm gonna do a webinar on Pebble Go. What are the chances that one of my students asked to get on Pebble Go?" And so she's going, she's exploring, and then another student sitting next to her is like, "What do you want?" And she's like, "I'm on Pebble Go." And he's like, "Can I get on Pebble Go?" And so the whole class just kind of trickled in onto Pebble Go without it even being planned, but just the fact that they love going in there and looking at the articles, they love exploring, they love looking at the pictures, doing looking at all the different videos. One of my kids actually loves to click on that random article because he likes to see the little spinner. And he's like, look, look. And then he sees the little spinner go, and then he's like, I'm going to read about this. And he just loves to read. Um, I had a lot of kids as one of our exit tickets in the library is when we go over PebbleGo, what did you like about PebbleGo? And so they will put it on a Padlet and say what their favorite thing was. And a lot of them say it's the games, it's the videos, the pictures that come to life while I'm reading, listening to the readers. Like our kids absolutely love using PebbleGo. It is a great resource and it is so fun. Even the games that they have available, the kids absolutely love them. One of my favorite is the jigsaw because I'll put a timer on to see who can solve it the fastest. And so the kids like to go in and say, okay, because we also used it on our touchscreen TV. So it's like one of those huge smart TVs. And so we'll have it going. And so the kids will like, okay, this group goes, okay, we got this many seconds. Next group, let's see how fast can you get it? And so we love to do little competitions like that too in the library.
Oh, that's so fun. Well, our kids love the games too. And we as teachers and librarians, we love all of the PebbleGo activities that are also available. And in each article, you can find different activities. And for PebbleGo, especially for our youngest learners, I love using the Share What You Know. That is something that we use for all kinds of things. If it's science or social studies, biography, of course, animals, a lot of animal research this year with our younger grades. But then also when you go to Next, there are articles and activities, or activities in the articles too, and those are even in the Spanish version. And when you go to PebbleGo, just under the resources, I love the lessons that they have to just support and the activities that you can pull out of there. And they now have, when you log in to your admin account on PebbleGo, so you just log into the admin, you can find then at the very bottom a little question mark that goes to the resource center that takes you to how to use it. And those are where those resources are and other things that you can find then now in the resource center. So they make it really handy to be able to see all these things from that page, from lesson plan support to downloadables. I love the things that are coming up for the summer and things to send home. And today they even shared the Have Fun in the Sun with PebbleGo, which I love because we're looking for things to send home with our kids for the summer. And so you guys can find that on there too. So just lots of things that really help our kids explore, not only at school, but also at home from breaks or even throughout the summer and winter months too. So all kinds of ways to use it.
Thank you, Shannon and Veronica. Thank you for showing the ways that PebbleGo makes research, learning, and reading fun. I appreciate it. And thank you for all the great examples. I love the pictures of the kids. So just a reminder, we have just launched PebbleGo Next Spanish. So we launched Spanish for our grades 3 to 5. So now we can offer Spanish for the whole elementary school. You can learn more at pebblegocom/Spanish. And we do have an introductory price for that 3 to 5 grade band, PebbleGo Next Spanish, of $4.95, and that will be it's temporary. So definitely, if you're interested, go click on this QR code, or you'll get a follow up with more information. But we're super excited that that's live, and we've gotten some great feedback. So that is it. I've answered some questions in the chat, but do we have any other questions? Thank you all for joining live and sharing your favorite animal.
Such a fun way to end our day.
It is.
Yes.
Shannon and Veronica, thank you so much.
Emily. Thanks everybody for coming.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, I'll end it then.